What do you think the role or the future of AI is in the professional setting? And how do you think that the role of AI can impact these different industries, say healthcare and, C-suite executives? That's not necessarily an industry, but it's a profession, right? People, these jobs that people have that are their livelihoods have the potential of being obsolete later on. But with that in mind, what do you think the future of AI is in this professional setting?
Um, I talked about it, and I feel like if you look at the history, it's not the first time that we are experiencing something like this. So we kind of know how to navigate this. It has happened in the past. I give an example that was mentioned in a World Economic Forum article. In the past, like almost 300 years ago, literally like three-fourths of the world population used to work on the farms, right? And when somebody at the time said that, oh, there will be a time when only 20 people will be working on the farm, nobody would have believed them. Nobody. Economists couldn't predict that there would be 2.6 million jobs created by the app development industry, and there would be 800,000 personal trainers. It wasn't even an economy, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like there will be jobs that will get like thrown out or will no longer be needed. And I think this will mostly be the jobs that are repetitive and low skilled. So something like traditional manufacturing or some customer service roles, right? Those will be taken because that's what AI is good at. It's good at doing repetitive data driven tasks, like something that is always the same. So I think those kind of roles will definitely be taken away. But again, as seeing from the past, new industries came up, new jobs came up,
Mm.
completely different that we didn't see upcoming. Cell phone industry didn't even existed. It's like literally a $1 billion industry right now, right? So those are the things that will be coming up. But again, we are humans. We can't see the future, so we get anxious about it. But if the patterns of the last 200 years continue, these jobs will come out. The only thing that we will need to do is upskill ourselves and upskill our skills. Through my research, when I was like trying to read more about AI, I found out that during first industrial revolution, right, like government had to train people for basic skills like reading, writing, math. So if you were to bring
Yeah.
that into our current scenario, people would need to get digital trainings, AI trainings, like for their own industry. So I think that's
Right.
how they would have to tackle it. But I don't think, like, I think this is just like every other revolution that has happened. Like, things are going to go out, but new things are going to come. I think there's a very recent report a few days ago that came out that AI is set to create, like, I think 97 million jobs. So the World Economic Forum report published that. So I'm like pretty excited. And these are all like upskilling jobs, those jobs that require skill. So you would throw out all the repetitive things that will be done by AI, and you will have to like gain new skills and learn more and be able to do those tasks.
Yeah, I think that's a super good insight because I feel like it's easy to get bogged down by, hey, AI is gonna, we're not gonna need whatever, like you're saying, the people who are dealing with these repetitive tasks, but there is a whole new avenue for new opportunity.
Yes. The only thing is that as it happened in the past, people had to learn how to write, how to do math, how to
Sure.
do reading. So now you would have to learn how to use AI. You would learn how to maybe code. You would learn how to do fact checking. Because AI is really good at just saying whatever it wants.
Yep.
It's really good. I think I was testing it, and it just gives you random numbers from departments that don't exist. So somebody needs to be a fact checker there. So you see, I already see opportunities right there. Like somebody needs to run those numbers and see if the departments exist. So those are the skills that might be needed than like some customer service, traditional manufacturing or stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like ultimately it boils down to humans are just scared because it's the unknown and we just
Yes.
don't know what it holds
Yeah.
anymore,
Yeah.
right?
We love to control things. We love to know what next is. Like we
Yep.
love to know what the future holds. But unfortunately we can't. Like it's just starting out and it's already so advanced and we don't know what jobs are gonna go and we don't know what jobs are gonna be created. So it's just this middle anxiety. But yeah, I think again, hoping the past works out accordingly. If you look at the past, things have worked out. We evolve with time, things evolve with time, jobs evolve with time. So yeah, again, what I said.
Yeah, the future is unknown, but I think it's up to us to a degree to be able to build that future,
Yeah,
right? And
exactly.
create the future so that it is beneficial for humans and for the future of our generation, right? But how do you think, how can we go about building a future where humans and AI come together to drive innovation and excellence and success?
I think again, I think it's about playing by the strength. Like, so we know what AI strength is and we know what our strength is. So we know that, hey, like these, like, in finance industry or in data industry or data filtering, you could be like, oh, these tasks can easily be done by AI, where there's like bunch of numbers that needs to be filtered. We don't need human for that, because that's repetitive, that's data driven, that's analysis that can easily be done by AI, right? So we play into AI's strength, that is
Strengths.
doing the repetitive, boring tasks, the donkey work that it's good at, it is good at doing, and then we play by our skills. We are really good at critical thinking. So we look at all the insights that we get that is done by AI, and then we make our own decisions. We are really good at problem solving. So we read, we look at the numbers, whatever AI provides us, and then we make those decisions. So I think it's the future definitely lies in playing it to our skills. So we use AI for what AI is good at, and we do what we are good at. And I think that's how the future is going to look like, and that's where innovation success will come together.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's about, but really also understanding what each individual person's strength and weakness is, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
what is a strength for someone may not be a strength for someone else. But it's also, I think, important to acknowledge how, as a society, we have just become so much more reliant on AI.
Yeah.
And we have, especially students and even people who are in the workforce, right? Who are in the workplace, you become so much, it just becomes so much more easy to be like, hey, let me just ask ChatGPT to do
Yeah.
this for me, because it's
Yeah.
mundane, it's easy, it's
Yeah.
repetitive, and it's like I've done this a million times. But in the process of just being like, hey, this is easy, let me just have AI do it, I feel like almost dim our light and our skills become a little less sharp, just because it just becomes a little bit of like a reflex, right? It becomes,
Yeah.
hey, let me just ask, it's easier. Guilty as charged, we've all done it, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
in your eyes, what do you think the long-term effects are of using AI in this capacity? And are there any ways that you think we can mitigate these effects of, AI while still having and, being as efficient as we possibly can?
I think so. What I think is that you should use AI. You should use it as much as possible. Like, that's what it will show you, is like where its weakness is, as in terms of, let me give you an example. So we already know that AI is not perfect. It produces incorrect results. So what using,
19% more incorrect,
like,
right? According
yes,
to your TED Talk. Yeah.
it helps you do it faster, but you will realize that the output that it produces is incorrect, right? So I will
Right.
tell you to do it more, because then you can find out where the errors are, and when you using AI will put you ahead in the workplace or in the industry than people who are not using AI. It's literally not AI versus humans. It's actually humans with AI versus humans without AI. And the future is humans with AI. So if you're using it, you're already ahead in the game. So my thing is that you should use it so that you know where it's making mistake, you know how to correct it. If it's, let me give you a basic example. If it's making a fact checking error of it, or if it's citing someone incorrectly, or if it's not using the proper department or proper numbers, you know it and you know how to correct it. So I think you should use it, because yeah, it will put you ahead um, in the game. Then I think that's what most people are confused about. They think that it's about AI versus humans, but in the long run, it's humans versus humans, just that humans with AI competing against human without AI. I don't know if this makes sense, or if
Of
it actually
course.
answered your question. But the thing about AI not being perfect is already there. It's already there. Like, you just need to figure out what are its weaknesses, and like while you use it, you just go on to improving through your human insights. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, absolutely. But what how can we use it? And what are the kinds of questions that we can ask it to make sure that it is not necessarily doing the job for us or doing part of the job and allowing us to do another part of it where we shine and our strengths prevail? How do you get my question? Does that make sense?
Can you repeat it? I think it does. Can you repeat it? I think I have a good example. Uh-huh.
Yeah. How can we really use AI effectively? And what are the kinds of questions that we can ask it so that it is being used to our advantage and not us against AI? Does that make sense?
That does make sense. And I will put it as simply as I can. And I think I've also discussed this in my TED Talk, but I think some of the guests that I did a mini interview with, they said that it helps them streamline their thoughts, like cutting word count, these boring tasks where you're like making don't, do not, don't, like things like that. So you're saving your time by kind of doing like these basic tasks. But let me give you a very simple example. Grammarly, we all use Grammarly to correct our grammar, to take suggestions by it, right? But what I've learned through my editorial and marketing journey is that all companies and different companies have different writing guides and writing styles. That's what it is at Harvard. Like, we don't capitalize titles, we capitalize school, we don't capitalize community. So things like this, right? So if I take whatever I write for the school in Grammarly, it's going to give me the suggestion. Like, it's going to give me whatever Grammarly is meant to give me, right? Now, let's say my writing had a couple of grammatical errors, it had punctuation errors. I take everything that it suggests me. Of course, it's making my writing better, but now it has almost done like 80% of the task for me by literally correcting my spelling, punctuation errors. Now I take that and I put in whatever my schools or whatever my company's guidelines are, and like make it according to what people want, right? So does this kind of make sense? We do the same with ChatGPT. Like, we tell it what to do, they give us a sample, and now we do what we need to do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm gathering or suggesting is not that AI, ChatGPT do the work for us, but enhances the work that we do.
Exactly. So it's just kind of, you're already doing the work, and it just does a little touch up of like the tedious task that you have to do. Imagine if there was no ChatGPT and you literally write everything and streamline everything and do everything from the start. It would take you so much more time and so much more like energy. It just helps you put everything in one place. You are doing the work. It's just helping you narrate it, give you a little guidance, and then you take already that output and then you put your own thoughts to it again. So it's literally just a tool like Grammarly.
I think that's the mistake a lot of people make, right? It's that it is just a tool. It should be used like Google. Google doesn't do it for us. Google helps us do what we need to do.
Exactly. And it's exactly that. It's just a tool. It doesn't do the work for you. You still have to do the work. It just helps you a little bit to make the process easier.
I think that's a mistake a lot of people make, is that we think that AI can do it for us. No, it cannot.
It cannot. Like, there have been so many. I think the people like us who use it more and more, we get it. We're like, no, like, and as I said, like, you can see so many error it has. Like, it's so hard. I'm like, no, it doesn't, and it still has a long way to go. But it is good. You have to say that it is good.
I've actually been on a ChatGPT cleanse because I've been telling myself, like, I can't use it right now. Like, I've been really trying to challenge myself to just be like, I don't want to rely on this right now because it makes me feel like I'm not using my brain enough. But anyway.